Well, history will be made in New Jersey as Mikie Sherrill sworn into office, becoming the state's first female Democratic governor. During her campaign, Sherrill made the case that she was the right candidate to tackle some of New Jersey's affordability issues. Now she's going to try to put some of those promises into action. Joining me now to discuss this further, political analyst Trip Yang. Trip, good to see you with us this morning. So a big to-do list for Sherrill as she steps into this position right now. She'll be proposing her first state budget by the end of February. Could this serve as a roadmap for what New Jersey residents can expect for the next 4 years?
Good morning. It's great to be here. And certainly today is a very historic day for New Jersey. As mentioned, the first Democratic female governor and the first time a Democratic governor has succeeded 2 terms in her own party as governor since the 1960s. So a lot of history here for Mikie Sherrill. And look, affordability right now is the key word from coast to coast. But unlike other places, New Jersey has very particular language about affordability. Jersey residents have been very concerned about electricity utility rate hikes. That's why Mikie Sherrill's signature campaign promise was to declare a state of emergency on these electricity rate hikes, as well as address affordability in other ways. Property tax reform that gets more money back in the pockets of residents, as well as making it more easy for homeowners to become first-time homeowners in New Jersey. And so really the roadmap here as she becomes governor, and there's almost a $60 billion annual budget in New Jersey, is to actually have some specifics. She was, and some would say, pretty smart to be light on specifics about how to achieve some of this affordability agenda in New Jersey. Of course, with the state budget a little over a month away, we're going to see some specifics very shortly.
But let me ask you this. I mean, New Jersey people, again, being a Garden State resident my entire life, for the most part, born and raised here, we don't suffer fools. And we know that this is also a very, very expensive state to live in. And you get to a point where it's almost, you have to move out of the state when you get to a certain age or a certain economic structure because the affordability issue is. So how can you not be specific? I mean, how are New Jersey residents going to tolerate no specifics?
Yeah, so I would say this, and I'm a lifelong Democrat. I thought she ran a wonderful campaign. A lot of the polls had Mikie Sherrill neck and neck with the highly hyped up Republican opponent, Jack Ciattarelli. She won by over 14 points, a relative landslide in New Jersey politics. She made Jack Ciattarelli look like the New York Jets out of East Rutherford. And so she had a very strong campaign. On some issues, her campaign had some specifics. She had very specific proposals to expand home ownership in New Jersey. On other issues, such as the state of emergency on utility rate hikes, it seemed like there was not this specific type of plan to have some of these details. That might have been strategic. Sometimes in campaigns, as we know, folks campaign in poetry, not in prose. So learning as residents how this would actually work. Is this passed through some type of legislature in Trenton? Is this done through some type of pressure campaign on utility rate suppliers? Yeah. That's going to be really critically important for all of us to know.
So I guess the big question is, let's say she does hit the ground running on all the things we've been talking about here right now, does finally get specific about what she's going to do for New Jersey residents. How long until they can actually see a tangible difference?
Well, I would say this. The effects of the first budget, some effects you could see it immediately. Sometimes it could take a little bit longer. But a governor, of course, has to do a couple things. They have to make residents feel that everyday life is more affordable. There's a little bit subjectiveness to that in terms of how quickly residents see that. But the other thing real quickly I'll say as well is that a governor has to provide confidence, that residents have a lot of confidence in the direction that they're leading their state in. Yeah,
and let me ask you this. Dealing with the Trump administration, there has been some tension between the two already. Where do you see that going? And what is going to be her best approach to best serve this state?
Yeah, so what you've seen from her, and I believe this is fairly strategic, is that on some issues she has said she will stand up for New Jersey residents in terms of civil rights. She has said Jersey doesn't want to see what happened in Minnesota in terms of ICE agents and protesters, in terms of, quite frankly, ICE agents shooting an unarmed protester civilian in broad daylight in the streets. On other issues, she has to advocate for federal funding. The Gateway Project, which really, quite frankly, affects millions of New Jersey commuters going into New York City metropolitan area commuters, that's something that, quite frankly, needs federal support and funding. She has said she'll be a fierce advocate of that. And in some other areas, she has said she'll have to work strategically with the Trump administration. A good model that I have found, that I have seen, is that Governor Phil Murphy had a fairly good relationship with Trump's first term and second term. During the beginning of the COVID virus, Governor Murphy has credited some officials in Trump's first term, such as Jared Kushner, with getting PPE to New Jersey residents.
Yeah, there is a certain amount of cajoling that does need to go on. That's for sure, that we have seen and we'll probably continue to see. Political analyst Trip Yang, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and you can join us for live coverage of Mikie Sherrill's inauguration streaming on CBS News New York. We'll bring you the ceremony live as Sherrill takes the oath of office. As we've mentioned, that is in the 10 o'clock hour.